Sure. Well, my name's Alex. I'll just go with that. I've been gaming for just a few years. This is like my first week with Fantasy Grounds. I've been playing around with it. Um, when it comes to rules and stuff like that, I started out with like castles and crusades. Um, that's where I got my start in with role playing, and from there I've kind of branched out, and I love exploring and reading a lot of different rule sets and seeing all the different varieties. Like I like reading some of the older stuff from like the 80s, like the troubleshooters and stuff like that, and that's like I just think it's fun to explore other options. Like Call of Cthulhu is another one that I find fascinating, and that's why I'm here today to check out Dark Eye to see how it's played.
Yeah, that's right. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm new to Dark Eye. I have a little bit of familiarity with Fantasy Grounds. Mainly why I am here is to get more experience with Fantasy Grounds. Um, I, I, I run a D&D game in my community, a little friends game, and we've taken it online, but I haven't run any sessions yet. So I'm trying to get used to Fantasy Grounds. So far, I've created a little mini adventure for my brother and his son. A little tiny encounter, really, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun making it and playing around with it. Now I'd like to see it from the player's side, just to get more familiarity. Um, and I always like testing new systems as well. I played lots of D&D, played lots of White Wolf games, various other games throughout the last 30 years or so. Rifts, Pendragon, I don't know, the list goes on and on. Lots of different systems I've tested and I've played, and I've really enjoyed Shadowrun, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I look forward to it.
Um, I've had Fantasy Grounds for a number of years and got interested in Black Eye or Dark Eye through Blackguards.
Well, as Nick already tells you, I'm German. I've been on Fantasy Grounds for 3 years or something right now. And I'm here mostly to see how the Dark Eye rule set works, because I'm busy with an article on different virtual tabletops. And for my German readers, the Dark Eye, of course, is one of the major attractions for why people prefer Roll20. The Fantasy Grounds did not have a really working rule set for Dark Eye till like 2 or 3 years ago. And by then, most Germans who wanted to play online were already on Roll20. And right now, I'm looking to get some people to move over. I've been playing the Dark Eye since '83 or '84, when it first came out in Germany.
That's what most people call it, so I'm okay with that. I have been gaming since around 1984. I have played Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Robotech, Pathfinder, a little-known role-playing game called Vietnam. I've never played in a virtual tabletop like this before. This is actually going to be my first game. I found out about Fantasy Grounds yesterday because I'm planning on doing some DMing for some Advanced Dungeons and Dragons for my family here at home while we're under quarantine, and I'm looking forward to something new. I've never heard of Dark Eye until I signed up for this class.
And is it Jalia, maybe? Demon.
Do you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And I will carry on. My name's Daniel. I found Fantasy Grounds about sometime last year. I used to play when I was a lot younger, and then I stopped playing, and now I'm getting back into it because it's all exactly how I kind of wanted it to be with Fantasy Grounds, really, where we've got some macros running and things like that. So I'm here for a number of reasons. My German background introduced me to the Dark Eye. I heard about this, but I've never played it, so I'm fascinated by it. And more core, the actual rule set itself, because I don't know if I've ever seen it really be used. So I'm fascinated to see how the Dark Eye's been used in that as well. So, and I can't. Yeah.
Well, Morecore is just a frame set. It's not actually a rule set.
Yes. And this is obviously
built on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully you guys can still hear me as well.
Yep.
Awesome. So it's a good point. We are running Dark Eye as an extension of the Morecore set for Fantasy Grounds. That does mean that this is basically it's a fan-made rule set. So it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles that you get when you're looking at one of the full release products from, say, Wizards of the Coast, like any of the D&D stuff, even the Pathfinder and some of those rule sets that are fully licensed sets. They have a big integration. You can get the information right out of the rules to drag into the your character stat blocks and stuff. Like I said, this is a fan-based rule set, so there's no licensing or anything involved in it. So anything that is built in here is in the rule set itself is there's nothing in it that has direct like copy out of any of the rules. So some of the stuff here, like all of these pre-gen characters, I actually built out and copied in bits of information for you so you'd be able to read it and have an idea of how to play your character. But that is one of the differences between playing a Morecore rule set and one of the big brand ones from WotC or something like that. All right, so it sounds like nobody in the group has used this in the past. So we're going to walk real quick through the character sheet and how it's kind of laid out. So if you have it open and you are on the top tab it will say more core. Very top of the page is just your character name. Next to that is the fate points you've earned, and I'm going to talk about fate points as a rule set item in a little bit. It's sort of similar to something we do in Dungeons and Dragons, like inspiration. Not exactly like, but similar. Your character portrait. Below that, you have attacks section, and if you hover over the attacks, the say AT or the DP, you should get you should see kind of a light blue highlight. If you're not, will you let me know, because we need to probably adjust something for you.
As a matter of fact, when I opened Miriban, her unarmed attacks did not highlight. I just re-entered the row for her long stab and edited that to get the correct unarmed stats.
So they are highlighting now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Adjacent to that on the right side are some of your stats, like your life points, your pro, that would be like your armor, and then wounds. AE is your magic points, and then below that is your initiative order. Next section down, you have your abilities. If I ask you to roll on one of those abilities, you will click the little eye icon next to them. The miscellaneous section, you won't need too much. The one to note in that one is your initiative. It also has a little eye icon by it, and that's how you will roll initiative when we need to. The whole bottom section of this page are your different skills. They are scroll boxes, all three of them. There are a lot of skills that can be rolled on here in Darkeye. So if you need help finding one, just holler. The next tab, more data. If you're a magic user, you will have some things I entered into spells. They should be rollable. Otherwise, most of this tab is just things like backgrounds and picture images of your character. There shouldn't be anything on that tab labeled main. But the tab after it, abilities, that's where your character's advantages, disadvantages, and special abilities are. A lot of these just get added into your character to start with, and if that's the case, I set them up to just show what page they're talked about in the core rules. If there's more information on it that you need to play, I did add some of that information to it, so if you open them, you should be able to see that. Inventory, you all should have a small amount of stuff and probably a little bit of coins. The stuff in the quick start here is largely just weapons, because that's really all they think we need when we're just playing a short one-shot. And then the last tab notes, you're going to have some things like what languages your character speaks, what profession you are, some of that sort of information. So far, so good?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when it comes to a game like this, I think the best way to learn a new system is to jump in and kind of just get started. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to kind of largely skip over a lot of the upfront role play opportunities in this. Because it's a one shot, we don't need to figure out why you all are banded together and adventuring. We don't need to go through through the how you pick up this quest by meeting the mayor and talking to him in the bar, or any of that. Because what we're trying to do is get on to how the rules work and how they are working to in Fantasy Grounds. So I'm just going to give you a couple of little informational bits, and then we'll cover rules as we hit them going along in the game, okay? So for this adventure, what has happened, there's a 10-year-old boy. He and his mother, who is the blacksmith in town, were out. They were walking toward a lake where they frequently go when they're doing some relaxation time. And the boy had run ahead, but he has encountered orcs. They have basically kidnapped him and beat his mother severely. She made it back to town and has requested help, and the mayor has approached you all and asked you for assistance. So that's kind of the background of how we've gotten to this point. Presumably you all either have preset angst against orcs or some other reason to want to participate, but you've all agreed to go out and look for this boy. What you can do before you leave town, if you choose to, you can roll a fast talk. It will be in your skills there on the bottom to see if you can get any additional help from the townsfolk or the mayor or any of that sort of stuff. All right, it looks like we do know how to roll fast talk.
Do you need to get successes in all 3 dice? Is that how it works?
So you roll and you need to get a success, but you do have skill points in some skills that you can use to buy down ones where you don't succeed. It does look like, however, we may need, if you guys will go on the lower right corner, there should be a library button. If you will go into that button, there should be a module in there that says TDE Skeleton Module 1. You probably need to open that because it looks like it is not quite calculating that one right. It does look like Caroline got a quality level 2.
Yeah.
So with that, the mayor will be helping you guys out with some silver thalers to spend if you want to add some more equipment. So 30 silver thalers.
Who would get the 30? Would be 30 each, or is it 30 for the party?
No, it would be 30 for the party.
Okay.
Anybody have any first aid stuff?
I do not.
No, I have nothing.
Yeah, I don't think the quick start gave any of you even any bandages or anything.
The only healing we have is our elf, I think.
Okay.
He also gives you a dose of a healing potion that restores 1d6 plus 2 life points. So townsfolk will point you in the direction of the lake that the folks normally visit.
One question though, is there any chance to buy a knife or a dagger or something in town? Because I'm only armed with a staff, and I know that a staff, it has atrocious data on fighting.
Yes, we'll allow that. There's a dagger.
Okay. How much do will they ask me for?
I'm gonna have them give it to you rather than looking it up.
That's wonderful. Can I have large swords then?
No. Nice try. I'll give you a dagger too, though.
Yes, please. I would like a dagger. I think Jalva will be very happy with that.
Can I get some bandages?
Yes. They come in packs of 10, so yes, you may pick up a pack of 10. You do just have to add things to your inventory and then to your attacks if it's a weapon.
Well, I just added it the dagger to my inventory. I'm mostly looking for it. Should I have to cut my way through a hedge or something? The staff is notably bad at cutting things.
Okay, fair enough. You might just follow some of your bigger friends through the forest, though. Some of them at least have a sword that they might. One of them, I'm pretty sure, has an axe.
Yeah, Arbosh probably.
I have a nice shiny bow.
I actually have a cudgel, so not an axe. I don't have a blade. I guess I have a dagger as well, though.
All right. So presumably you have.
What happened to Tjalva?
I'm sorry?
I was wondering what happened to Tjalva. She just dropped from the list in the top left.
Oh, yeah. Also dropped from Discord.
Probably internet problem.
So we'll carry on with the assumption that they'll be back.
And someone said they had an axe.
If the dwarf didn't, then it probably was Tjalva. Coming from Thorvald, she did.
This is Makari. I'm playing Arbosh. He has a cudgel, which is like a club, and I also have a dagger, so no axe.
You know, I think it was Demon that dropped off the table that has the axe. So we hope they'll be back, and if not, I'll throw that character in and we'll play them. It'll be fine.
So I just added bandages to my inventory.
Yeah, so the bandages you can just add to your inventory.
Okay, that's done. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, then. You have followed their directions out to the lake. And you have discovered that there is quite a trampling about. You can see that there was definitely a scuffle where the blacksmith fought with the orcs. But can you make a tracking check? This will be a cumulative check to see if you guys can find the way that they went.
Tracking. Okay.
Well, luckily, Tiak sees very well because they got a quality level 3, and that's what you need. Because the rest of y'all failed. Wow.
I'm from a city, so
So you follow the orc's trail and enter the forest. This part of the Realmwood is spooky and filled with scary sounds. There was a storm a few days ago that's left the ground soft and unstable. And you are following along in the orc's path as it leads along a dike that collapses beneath your weight. You don't fall very far, but your damage will be determined based on how well you do on a body control. So you will take 5 points of damage minus your quality level on that roll.
Is that reduced by protection?
It is not. Armor doesn't help a lot when you fall down.
Quality is the number of successes.
No, quality, it's the number of skill points you have left over divided by 3. But it should, when you rolled it, it should at the bottom say overall result, success, and then quality and a number.
Mine says insufficient skill points.
Oof, so you're going to be taking all 5
Then
points.
the last line should be overall result failure.
Yeah, so if your overall result is a failure, you won't have any quality level to subtract.
So do we modify? Oh no, we put it under wounds. Is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I guess we should continue tracking.
And damn it, my clothes are already dirty. I knew I shouldn't have gone into the woods.
City boys.
You have to be you have to be playing Nirvana.
Yep.
That's awesome. Anybody who wishes to may take a moment to look around and roll a plant lore.
Finally.
So anybody who rolled and succeeded, for each quality level, you find some herbs that will do healing at 1d6. So you might find one or more batches depending on your quality level. And you might just add those to your inventory tab in case you need them later. Or now.
I guess I didn't find any herbs, but I'll rub some mud into my scrapes.
I love it. Does it help? All right. I'm going to put out a map for you now. Hopefully you all get the map. You are on the bottom edge. You may need to use your wheel to, your mouse wheel to scroll out a bit, and then the little toggle on the bottom of it to scroll down.
There we are.
There we are.
Awesome. Did everybody get a map?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
So, as you are tromping through the forest, you see the tracks are leading. Well, it would be slightly east, but definitely north. This is one of the things, by the way, in this game. What do I want to say? When we play D&D, I lock the tokens, and you guys can't move them. But I believe here you can. So this is one of those where move when it's your turn or not. But try not to drag your token around when it's not your turn, right?
I just moved it so you could see I was on the map.
I really want to do it now. I won't.
So the tracks go sort of that way right now.
The dark red.
No, the paler says 6 yards.
So that's what I meant. The maroon, darker red.
Okay, yep. I'm assuming y'all are moving that direction, but we don't have initiative because we don't have any combat, so you feel free to move as you might as a party.
I'll let our scout and tracker lead.
Who's our scout and tracker?
I'm assuming that's me.
A rogue as to. I don't think I can do.
I'll probably try to
So-
keep like spot 3 or 4.
I moved just west of that tree.
Fair enough.
Walking quietly.
Stay in the middle of the group, also trying to be quiet.
I think that's a good idea.
And listening while I walk.
Can you remind me where the movement allowance for each character is on the sheet? Oh, move 6.
Under MISC MOV.
Okay, thank you.
And it is noted in squares.
So I'll protect the rear as we move forward.
Is there a way to resize the map? I can see the map. I
If
just can't
you-
see tokens or anything on the map.
We're all the way down at the bottom. You should see a 4-way arrow at the bottom right of the picture that will let you scroll it around. if you can't see it and you need to resize it, hold down Control, and then click, and then you can resize your window.
Yeah, I couldn't see the characters until I did that. They're all the way at the bottom.
Also, if you got a mouse wheel, you can click down and move it that way.
I think maybe it's just like heavily zoomed into one spot, and I can't.
If it's zoomed in, you can mouse wheel it back out.
Yeah, every time I do that, it just goes to the very. It looks like, I guess, the top left-hand corner.
Oh, like I said, inside of it, click your mouse wheel down, and then you can basically move the.
Yeah, I think I just don't see.
Did you try holding down your left mouse button on that icon with the 4 arrows and moving the map around?
Yeah, I'm not getting that 4 arrows at all. I can't even get to it.
If you can't see it, then your image may be too big. Try holding down inside of it, hold down Control, and then to your top left, and you should be able to get it so you can see the whole
Or
window.
to resize the window. In the top right corner of the window, you have small buttons, an X, a question mark, and an arrow, at least one pointing to the right and up. If you click on that one, that will resize the window to the maximum possible.
Yeah, all those are out of view, and
Can you see one of the borders? The
no.
stone-colored borders?
I
See.
Is Fantasy Grounds maximized?
Let me see. Let me just exit my app and resize. Yeah, let me.
You can move the frames inside of Fantasy Grounds without just by clicking down and grabbing it and moving it around. So if you can't see it, if you can't see the top frame, then grab it and pull it down till you see the top frame.
Yeah, that's right. You hold on to left.
Weirdly, I cannot move that window at all.
I don't think I've ever encountered that. That seems strange. I wonder what happens if I reshare it.
Try syncing client view.
Better?
Let me just open up the map again, I guess. Okay. I see one tree.
Yeah, you probably need to zoom out.
Yeah, when I zoom out, I can see 2 trees.
You should probably be able to zoom out a whole lot more then.
That is the maximum amount with everything I can do.
Ah, you then.
I got 3 trees now.
That is so weird.
Oh, there we go. Finally, I can unlock it. That is a large map on my screen.
You're on a laptop?
Okay. No, I'm on a computer with multiple monitors. Okay. I finally got it to unlock and move around. Alright. I can finally see the whole map.
Yay! We're way down on the bottom edge.
Alright, I see it now. That was a headache.
All right, so I guess you guys are moving forward.
Yes. In that general direction, yeah.
Sort of go in that direction at the moment.
sounds good.
Yep.
Somebody said at one point that they were listening, so you do
Yes.
hear forest noises. You're not alone. There are animals and stuff present. You don't hear any distinctive orc noises.
Any distinctive smells?
You are walking through some muddy muck, so yeah, it probably does stink a little right here.
And there's the dwarf as well.
Keep following her as she's tracking.
And as you do, you hear noises to your left. And as you turn to look that direction,
Pork chops.
you see a wild boar come charging at you.
Is this the point where we roll initiative?
Probably in just a moment. The boar is going to ram you. Now, you as a despite being surprised, you can attempt to defend. You can do that either with a dodge, or since you have a sword or some sort of weapon like that, you can attempt to parry. If you dodge, it'll be toward the it'll be in your attack section, toward the top. It says dodge. If you decide to parry, it is the PA next to whatever weapon.
Okay. I will probably parry. Try and parry with. I had a question. I got alertness, which gives me bonuses against being
Gives you bonuses against being what?
ambushed.
Ooh.
Uh,
Probably better read that one to me.
Receive a bonus of 2 to checks using perception, detect ambush, to notice enemies prior to an ambush, or when checking for surprise.
Fair enough. I am going to say you probably noticed him then in plenty of time to dodge or parry.
Okay.
So in that case, we will roll initiative.
I seem to want to roll twice all the time.
All right, so now the party has a choice to make. Are you fighting it or trying to run or get out of its way?
Kill it.
Yeah, I like bacon too. Fair enough. Is it Tio?
Yeah, you can call it that.
Well, you're up, so you can target the wild boar. In Fantasy Grounds, you can do that either in the combat tracker or by holding down Control and left clicking on the icon in the map. Beautiful.
Like that.
Now, depending on what kind of attacks you have, you may decide to like shoot it with a bow. You're probably at good range for that. But if you want to swing at it with a sword, you'd have to move as well.
Okay, I want to shoot it with my bow.
Sweet. So in your character sheet, under attacks, it should have an RC.
Yep. Click it.
Go ahead and I think you have to double click. Beautiful. So you succeed in hitting it, but it will try to dodge. Which it does not do. So in that same line, you should have a DP for damage.
Double click.
Double click. Awesome. So you did some pretty good damage to that wild boar. You didn't move, so you could still do a move action if you wanted to.
Done.
Awesome. So the other thing that Fantasy Grounds has and I got to stop double clicking. So I'm going to have you guys also open its INIT in the upper right corner. That is the combat tracker. And when you're in it, toward the bottom of it, there should be a little down arrow that says next actor. So when you finish your turn, you just move it on to the next person.
Gotcha.
Great. So can I move up to the boar and attack it with my axe?
Beautiful. It looks like you've already got it targeted. So you've got an AT next to your axe.
Yep.
Give it a double click.
This one I do double click. Not today, Chialva.
Not today. Maybe after a little while. We'll see. So you moved and you've made an attack. So that's all you can do on this round. Though I should take just a moment to explain the fate points, because they will allow you to re-roll if you wish to. And let me just tell you, let me find it here. There we go. So you can spend fate points to re-roll. You can use it to re-roll on a skill check. And if you do, you can re-roll 1, 2, or all 3 of the dice if you want to. You can also choose to re-roll attack, a defense, or a ranged combat roll if you want to. You can alternately choose to re-roll your damage. And the other thing you can use fate for is to strengthen a defense in combat by 4. So The one you might use right now would be to re-roll your attack, but you don't feel obligated.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
And that's the 2 fate points for this encounter scenario.
Yeah, so yes, different characters have different volume of fate points based on how lucky they are. So if you only have 2, you're actually, you have 1 level of bad luck. Some players have 4 and they actually have a level of lucky. But you would normally start with 3.
Okay.
And normally they refill at the start of a new adventure.
Okay, got it.
Yep. I believe it won't happen here, but I believe you can also get back 1 fate point if you have a second session. But yeah, they do refill at the beginning of the next adventure. Is it Karen?
Karen, however it's pronounced. I'm going to try and just like make noise and yell at it to keep its attention on me, and then I'm going to take a defensive posture.
Oh, very nice. So that, I believe, is one of your combat special abilities.
Yep.
And I think, I don't remember for sure, but I think it's a +4. Will you open the little icon and just confirm
It is
that?
a +4.
So for that, if you hit the effects, it's also in your upper right corner.
I didn't see defense anything in there, so.
Oh, is it not in there?
Yeah, I didn't see anything defense +4. I was just going to add it in to the modifier at the bottom.
Well, I will have to note that and see if we can't get that one added in, because that one seems like a no-brainer.
But yeah, I'll draw my weapons and like make noise and wave threateningly at it to keep its focus on.
Maribon, then.
Between Carola and Tjalva, that space. Can I move there?
Oh yeah, easily.
And then I'll attack him from behind with my staff, of course.
Okay, so attacking from behind does get you some bonus points in Dark Eye. I believe it's 2.
That's much too high, sorry.
All right, well,
At least the boar won't know. No, I tried to hit.
Okay, that's probably true. It didn't notice. The wild boar is.
I wonder whether I should be offended that he didn't notice me.
The wild boar is taking a lot more attention there on Kara, so that's who he's going to attack this round. That's a success. Garen, would you like to dodge or parry? And don't forget you have a
Parry.
+4.
Parry.
You succeed.
Oh,
Caroline.
Did we go about targeting the boar again? Kind of cut out during that.
Yep, no problem. So you can either control and left click on the token in the map, or in the combat tracker, you can take the little, I don't know, it's like a scope icon, and drag it and drop it onto the wild boar.
Looks like I'll probably attempt to throw a dagger.
Very nice.
So is it just the RC?
RC, yep. That's a success.
And then
So he gets a chance to dodge first. But he doesn't, so the damage is good.
and I'll probably just put it like right here, stay in place, and that'll be my turn.
Arbosh.
So if I read correctly, drawing a weapon is an action. Is that correct?
Yes, but I'm presuming you guys were walking through the forest with your weapons drawn, weren't you?
Probably. Okay, great.
At least
So,
the moment the boar started thrashing through the wood, through the underbrush, we would have grabbed our weapons.
yeah, that's true. Okay. I'd like to try something. I have the ability Forceful Blow 2. I'd like to see how that works. So subtract up to 4. I guess subtract 4 from my attack roll, add 4 to damage. I'd like to try to do that.
All right, so to do that, you're going to need to use the modifier box in the lower left. And I think you said -4 on the attack, right?
Or use the +- button into the top right.
Okay. I see the, yeah, so I typed in -4. I'll look for that +- button. Oh, I do see that now. Okay, great. And the other thing is, to target, you said to control left click. Is that right?
Control left click on the token on the map.
Yeah, you target him.
Yep.
And then I just click the Dwarf Cudgel AT14. I just click on that then?
It should work because you've adjusted it in the modifier.
All right, failure.
So I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, all right, it's a failure before. I'm kind of excited for that.
I'm glad it worked.
Right.
The attack missed, but all right, this is cool though. So I'm gathering that we want low numbers.
Yep.
Ah, yes. In Dark
Low is
Eye,
good in
rolling a 1 is good,
Dark
and
Eye.
rolling a 20 is bad. So I think you moved and attacked.
Yep, I just hit the next thing. Thank you.
Perfect. Tio.
I am going to try and shoot with my bow again.
I love it. It looks like you still have the boar targeted, so that should be fine.
That's a double click RC, right?
Correct. That's a success. And the boar's dodged enough times that he can't, there's no way he can make it, so we're just going to roll on from there. So you can roll damage.
I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Fair enough.
Okay. I like the pain level disturbing. I am going to attack this boar as well with my axe. This time I hope to hit it.
I should think I should think you could this time. That's a success. Yeah, the boar's still in a place where he actually can't dodge, so he can't succeed on a dodge, rather. So I'll go ahead and roll damage.
Ah, wonderful. Okay.
Okay, so the boar, while it still has some hit points left, has reached pain level 4, which makes it incapacitated. Basically, this would be unconscious in D&D.
Ah, okay. So almost threat over then.
Yeah. Garon, are you going to give it a killing blow, or are you going to leave it there unconscious?
I'll finish it off for dinner.
I love it.
Do I need to attack it or?
Go ahead, because I don't think you've rolled any of those yet. Target it, though. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, that's a success. Give us some damage.
Okay.
So, Boar, it's what's for dinner. Are you guys going to go back to looking for the boy immediately, or going to bother taking the time to, make meat out of our wild boar? I mean, he's not going anywhere.
I would like to recover my 2 arrows.
I would like you to do so as well.
And I recover my dagger as well.
Absolutely.
Maybe a survival roll, and we can prepare some steaks for later.
Do we have the time? I mean, who knows what happens to the boy in the meantime? If
Yeah,
they're
that's
hunting
true.
for slaves, they might have sold him by the time we get.
Yeah, we're not hungry. We're certainly not starving, are we?
Yeah, we can leave it.
How heavy is it?
I don't know. Let me Google how heavy a wild boar might be. Hang on.
300 kilo or something. 600 pounds.
It'll be heavy.
Yeah, a couple 100 pounds. at least.
Yeah, there's probably no way to move the boar other than breaking it down.
I'll pull out some rope and hang it from the tree.
Mhm.
We can come back for it later.
I think
Yeah,
that's an
that works.
excellent idea. With y'all working together, that doesn't take very long. Maybe 30 minutes all told. And you go back on your way to looking for the slavers. As you follow along the trail, you come to a river. The river definitely had a bridge, but the orcs have destroyed it. You can see on your side and on the far side that there are bits of bridge, but no clear crossing here. What you can see definitely on the other side is sign of orc, so you know that's the direction you want to go.
Okay.
And no, I don't have a map for this one, so we're just going to keep using this one that's a forest.
How deep is the river? Is this a really turbulent river, deep river?
Swimming is a possibility. It isn't going to tell me how deep, but that's okay. So swimming's a possibility. It means you would make a swimming check.
Does
The
anybody
water's
have
too
a rope?
cold.
I'm sorry, I missed that one.
For me, the water is too cold. I'm a fire mage, not a water mage.
So presumably you're maybe looking around for other options.
How far across is it?
Too far to jump. You would definitely have to swim.
Is it taller than a tree? Is it wider than a tree?
Wider than a tree, yes.
Wider than a tree is tall.
Does anybody have any rope?
Not.
I'll try to swim across it with some rope if someone has rope.
I hand you what's left of my rope.
Yeah, I can hold on to the end of it for you.
Okay, so I'd like to swim across then.
All right, let's take a swimming check. Oof.
Not good.
So
That's strong enough.
Does Rec can use a fate point?
Absolutely.
And
So
how do I do that?
to do that, on the main tab, way at the top, just double click the number. Awesome. And then you can decide if you want to re-roll 1, 2, or 3 of them. I believe 2 of them were successes, so if it were me, I'd just re-roll strength.
Okay, so just strength.
Still a failure. Do you have any skill points?
Well, that should be enough. He needs an 11. He can pay 3 out of his 4 points of swimming. leaves him 1 point to make it.
Yep, that's where I was going. We need to know what your skill points are. So 4. So you do have enough to buy that down if you spend the skill points. So that overall is a success. So you definitely make it to the other side. It was a long swim, longer than you thought, but but you made it.
How do I deduct the skill points?
So the system does it for you when you roll. You don't take them permanently out. You just used it on this roll.
Okay.
I think extra skill points basically goes into being more successful.
Correct.
So I'll tie the rope off on the other side to a tree.
And what are y'all doing on the original side of the river?
Also tie the
I'll
rope off.
act as an anchor.
So somebody's going to throw you in and let you drift to the bottom?
No, I'm gonna make sure the rope doesn't go down river. I'll hold on to it this end so people can use it to get across.
I love it.
Yeah, so I would probably assume my character, after seeing him tie it off, would probably attempt to cross the river using the rope as leverage to get across.
Awesome. So we are going to we're going to still use the swimming check, but we're going to give you a +4.
Okay.
You can do that in the plus minus in the modifiers under skill check. And it looks like I'm going to have to go with +5 since it doesn't have a +4.
You can just scroll it up, or if you click on it and just hit 4, it'll give you a +4 in the modifier.
Okay. So I hit that, got the 4 in the modifier, and I hit swim. Okay.
You did that with a certain amount of finesse, but not a whole bunch. Who else is crossing by way of the rope?
I will shimmy along the rope as well.
You also have an easier time of this. So you can use the modifier as well.
And use swimming as well?
Yes, please.
Of course not.
So you get almost all the way across and then discover that your armor is filling up a little bit, or something where you're going under just a little bit. You manage to push off the bottom and come up on shore, but you're coughing and spluttering. This did not look graceful at all.
I want to give that a go as well.
Also, should be easy. Give yourself the modifier.
I was able to do this before, and now I can't do it. How do I give myself the mod?
There's 2 ways. You can click on it, left click, and then hit the number 4, or you can use your mouse wheel to move it up.
You made that look really easy.
Okay.
So I think
That's
we
good.
have, 3 people on the far side and 2 yet on this side?
I think 4 on the far side.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Alright,
the
I'll try.
second to shimmy along the rope.
Fair enough.
I was going to say Tio's across, Carolyn's across, Mir's across, Talva's.
You're right. So it's just the anchor left, yeah?
Yep, just me. All right. Any bonus for having the rope to help me cross?
Yes. Are you tying it off on your side, or are you just pulling yourself along with it? Are you planning to keep
I'm
the
just
rope
going-
when you get there?
If no one else has any rope, yes, I'm planning to keep the rope because we might need it again.
So
I have to go as well, so I'm still over here.
Oh, in which case, go first. I'm going unless you're probably be better off at the swimming. I'm gonna go.
I don't think so. I think I have a swimming of 0 in my skills. I'll
you
go ahead,
take
+4.
advantage of the very easy then.
Oh, the meat shield.
Okay, here we go.
That look, you made that look good. Yep. All right, Anchor, your turn. You only get a +2 from your rope, though.
Okay. Yeah.
It's harder than you think. That's a success. Very nice.
Okay.
So I am about to give you out a new map, so you can close the old one.
Now, as a bit of advice, one of the things you can do when you're running is you can preload images, well, it'll download it ahead of time instead of having to download it all at once when you share it. They won't be able to, your players won't be able to see it. But it will, if you do it at the start of the session, it'll load while, instead of having to do it all at once.
Yeah, fair enough. Once again, it's a pretty good sized map, and you guys are on the bottom.
This is a really big map.
I just put you all down there, so whatever your, traveling order would be, feel free to adjust yourselves.
Oh my god.
I'm unable to move my icon. It tries to target.
She's got them locked. It has two benefits: one, accidentally moving it, and two, it'll tell you how far you've moved. She just has to, as a GM, you just have to right click and then confirm the move.
Okay.
Yes, though I couldn't get the other map to lock. I wonder why this one did. Weird.
Do you have the orcs pre-placed on the map? There's orc map in the title.
Oh. Yeah.
I think if they are pre-placed, the map automatically opens locked. It's an option.
There is no metagaming going on here at all.
We hear the orcs somewhere.
You definitely hear orcs. They are ahead, basically down this path.
So let's keep off the path, because they're probably looking along the path if they're looking for someone.
So as you guys get closer, not only can you hear orcs, but you start seeing them.
Is that Roy?
So you've spotted ahead inside the clearing the orcs. Fortunately, the one that's on guard happens to have his back to you at the moment. You do see a small child tied to a tree in the center of the clearing. There are 3 orcs off to one side there. They're sitting around a campfire, and went off toward the back by himself.
You know what? I think let us get the boy out first and then attack the orcs. I can sneak in invisibly and get the boy loose and get him into the bushes. What do you think?
To me.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
How much attention are the orcs paying to the boy?
Well, the one on guard duty might be looking his direction at the moment, but he'll turn around and look back down the path momentarily. The 3 around the campfire seem to be cooking and eating and chatting amongst themselves like they're at leisure. You can't see the one in the back well enough to know what he's up to.
If we go up into the bushes, we could always pin out which ones are paying attention to the boy and try to distract them by throwing, if we find some rocks or something.
I'm probably gonna hustle. I'm not sure if I saw Meat get the tracker on me, so I wasn't sure if it was to move or not. So I'm probably gonna try and hustle out of line of sight.
Awesome. I think we'll let you all make the attempt to get out of sight, and then have you roll initiative.
anyone gonna help me if I want to get invisible? I do need someone to help.
Oh,
Caroline, would you stay here for a moment, please? Turn around. When Caroline is looking away from me, I cast the Busy and then I ask Caroline to bring my clothes and my staff and stuff along.
So go ahead and roll that one. It should be on your spells because we need to know how long it lasts.
How long it lasts is 5 minutes plus 5 minutes per 4 arcane energy. I pay extra.
Okay, so it's quality level that decides how long it takes for you to turn. Target turns invisible in 20 minus quality level times 3 combat rounds.
So you have to take all
17
your
combat
items off.
rounds. That's half a minute. Only the body gets invisible, nothing else. That means I will have to take a quite visible dagger along as well, because I don't cherish the thought of trying to untie orc-tied knots.
I can create a distraction over to the left side where those 3 orcs are, if you'd like.
That would be great, of course.
Using my beautiful voice and 2-voice singing.
I was gonna say, will someone take his dagger and toss it over by the kid when we get up there?
Well, I can take it along. I don't think if something is happening, they will notice a dagger floating through the air.
Okay.
Yeah. Pick up whatever clothes and staff that she leaves behind, and I will head over towards Garon.
All right, so tell me what the plan is. One of you's gone invisible and you're going to sneak in and free the boy. And the rest of you are?
I'm moving up to cover him and provide a distraction if necessary. We're getting out of line of sight of the orc guard so that we can get closer.
Maybe before we make the distraction, we should see if the archers can pick off the orc in the back by sneaking around, and maybe we could pick off a couple of them without anybody paying.
I don't know. That one in the back looks important.
Yeah.
Maybe we barge out of the woods near him and just go after him first. If he's important.
All right, so I think it's time to get some initiative out there then. Do you guys have some kind of thing so you know when you're supposed to move in? Or are you gonna just wing it?
The special signal, wasn't it? Aka!
All right. It looks like Talia, Tivalia. I don't know.
Tjalva.
Names I can't pronounce. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what Roach said. Jalva.
Jalva, then. What's your plan this round?
We haven't had the special signal, have we?
Nope.
So I guess that's a pass then until the special signal. I'm not sure.
My initiative didn't seem to take great.
Okay. Did you want to roll again?
Go mirror. Oh.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to let you go before Marabon then, because you happen to have gotten way high.
Is there any kind of aim maneuver or something like that?
I don't know that I know what you mean by that.
Using an action to boost my attack roll for like aiming the crossbow. Taking an action to aim, not do it, just focus on shooting him and getting a bonus to attack.
Yeah, I do think there is something that one can buy in character creation that would let you do that, but I don't think you have it.
Oh no, okay. I just wasn't sure if it was an actual action that you can do, or if you had to have the special thing to do it. In which case, I'll probably just crossbow out and sword ready, and I'll wait for things to kick up.
So, probably, well, actually up to you guys. Anybody else moving? I mean, I know Murabana is going to, but the rest of you, are you in place?
I'm moving very slowly because I'm keeping my hand with the dagger as close to the floor as possible.
I'll move up and take cover, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to get a little closer, but without needing to make stealth rolls. So if I need to hang back, then I'll hang.
I'm going to let you do that in a second when it's your turn. Murabana's moving up at this point, though.
Gotcha.
Quietly and low to the ground. Tio, are you moving or doing anything?
Can I ready my action and delay?
So as far as I know, ready action isn't really a thing. I mean, it's a D&D thing.
Yeah. So I think that but can I wait to do what I want to do later in the turn?
Were you intending to cause a distraction on this side? Is that what I remember?
That's what I wanted to do. Yes, I wanted to wait until Arbosh and Tajalva moved up into their spots.
Yeah, fair enough. We can do that. Are you moving at all? So besides the held distraction, what else?
I'm going to wait till Arbosh and Tajalva get in their spots.
Carol Ann, still want that move?
To Garon. Stay close to him.
Yep. Anything else?
Nope, that'd probably be it.
Right. So Orc 15 is leaning over the fire just a little bit. He's stirring the pot. Orc 17 just made an. Oh, wait, you guys probably don't understand Orcish, but you know. Orc 3 is doing patrol. Arbosh. You still want this move?
Maybe not. If Orc 3 is kind of heading in that direction, looking over in that direction, I should be.
No, I understand Orcish.
Okay, so you just heard that orc make a really rude joke, and his friend across the fire is going to laugh hysterically when it's his turn.
Okay.
All right. So Arbosh, are you moving?
I think I'll just move a little closer, but not as far up as I was originally intending.
Kind of
That orc is
staying
kind
in
of
cover.
yeah.
Yep.
Ready my weapon.
Yep. Anything else?
Nope.
Orc 4, you see kind of snorting with laughter from his friend's joke. Krug is going this way. You think he might be headed into the woods to take a leak. Our little 10-year-old boy tied to the tree is sniffling and crying just a little bit. And Garon, you're up.
I'll stay. He's going into the woods. I'll keep an eye on the leader guy, but I'm going to stay where I am with my crossbow drawn.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna screw it up, guys. I'm sorry.
It's just been good, Jalfa. But yeah, she's moving into that brush, but she's keeping it stealthily. Can she do that?
Yes.
I think she can. And again, she's waiting for that signal, so that hasn't happened.
I'm just moving up. Can't get any further this round.
You're very close.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing I can do.
So it's time for the distraction, right?
You tell me. They ran into the bushes.
I want to use my beautiful voice and two-voice singing and start singing.
All right. Do you sing loud then?
Yes.
What's your intention, I guess?
To draw their attention. And get their attention away from the boy so that Mirabon can get up there and get the kid without distraction.
All right. So there's a commotion, a noise going on over here that the orcs are probably going to pay attention to. We'll know on their turn. Anything else?
Not for me.
Carol Ann.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep an eye, stick with Garon and keep an eye out on the boy to see whenever that he finally gets cut loose. So, just hiding in place.
Orc 15 does hear something and turns around to look. Says to his friends, "That's strange." Ugh, where's move 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll move down here to look. And his friends will come along too. Orc 3 almost certainly can see you and will shout, Elf? Elf, what are you doing here? Go away. You don't belong. In Orcish, which you may or may not understand. Arbosh.
Do they have, let's see, they have their weapons out. 3 of them were not on patrol. They were sitting around a campfire.
Correct. Orc 3 does have a bow out. Orc 15 and 17 and 4 do not. They are likely going to draw weapons if they see something, but they haven't yet.
Yeah, I think I'd like to let them get further along before I cut them off. So to protect the boy a little better. So I'm just going to keep hiding out. Can I see if Tio is hiding or out in the open?
I'm out in the open.
Okay. I'm hoping they're going to keep going down towards you, and then I'll cut them off from behind. Where I am, if I move, I'm sure they'll all see me. Oh, I need to hit that I'm done. Is that?
No.
Oh, you got it.
I'm just trying to decide where. I'm just trying to decide if this one hurt you or not.
So I'm attempting to stay motionless.
Krug did not hear the singing. The boy continues to cry. Garon.
It sounds like it's time to shoot.
Crossbow, yeah. It's an RC.
Yep.
That's a hit. Let's see if he will dodge.
I was gonna say We got him surprised, don't we?
Yeah, he's probably pretty surprised. I mean, he was gonna go out in the trees and relieve himself, so yeah, he wasn't expecting company. Nice. I think he knows you're here now, though.
Probably. And then it takes 8 actions to reload a crossbow, right?
Correct.
So I will let it drop and pull my sword.
All right.
8 actions means 4 rounds, if I remember correctly.
Yep. It's a while, but it isn't 8 rounds.
Oh, it's Chalva's go. I just noticed. Hence the ringing in my ear. She sort of moved when it wasn't her turn before then. I don't quite know how she did that. I was just sort of getting her move ready, and then suddenly she moved. And I was like, I'm not cheating. So she has moved.
Oh, he should have 1 more damage. I was at short range.
All right, I'll add it on.
So she has moved. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. And she's just sort of sitting there. All these orcs are actually running away from us. Okay. Go Mirabelle.
I moved behind the boy. Whisper to him not to be afraid. We're here to rescue him. And when he's loose, next time around, to run for the wood in the direction of my red arrow.
So he starts just a little when you begin talking, but he, sniffs, takes a deep breath, and nods.
And then I cut him loose.
All right. Tio.
I'm going to cast a spell, Armatruse.
Okay, how many actions?
It's 1 action.
Okay. And what does that
And
one
I'm
do?
going to use 16 AE, so it's Pro 2.
All right. So I believe that one, if you put that in the adjustment, will do it for you.
Yep. Ooh, that's bad.
Oof. So I believe you still expend some of your AE, but it does not succeed. Unless you want to try
Okay, I want to use a
re-rolling with
fate
a
point.
fate.
I want to use my fate point to do a complete reroll.
Perfect. So
Just reroll the first 2.
I can do just the first 2?
Yep.
Yep.
Sagacity and intuition.
Yep.
That's against 10 and 15. And you have 5 points to.
So that one just succeeds.
Do I have to announce the points that I'm going to use ahead of time, or can I use them
Nope,
afterwards?
you can
No.
use them afterwards.
That
Nice.
turns
You
that
don't
into
need
a success. And 5.
That's
So
quality
quality level
level of 2.
What does that change on me?
So
Should give me 8.
So it lasts quality level times 3 in minutes. So 6 minutes,
Yep.
which I imagine will be way plenty for this combat. So you should be able to, you said you were spending the 16 AE. You should be able to plug that in that other.
Do I just subtract it from AE? Just 16 from the 35?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you hear your pro adjusted as well?
What should the pro become? 2?
You said you were spending 16, right?
Yeah.
16 for pro 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, I changed it.
Cool. Anything else?
Am I allowed to take an attack roll at the same time as casting a spell, or is the spell my action?
That's your action. You still have move if you want. There are some other things you can use that on, but
I think he can move half his normal movement. After all, a combat round is only 2 seconds or 3.
Carol Ann.
So if I want to try to move stealthily, how far would that be if I tried doing stealth or do a stealth towards the camp to wait for try to get closer to the boy if I'm trying to pay attention to him?
So you want to go quietly? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because I know I just don't know if the stealth check or the skills.
I
What,
believe there
Carol?
is a stealth, so yes.
Yeah, I have a stealth. I just didn't know how far that if stealth had a different range or if that was something. So if I wanted.
As a rule
So
of thumb, I'd say half the movement always, if something is hindering it.
yes, I was going to say half movement. But I will allow, if you want to roll a stealth, I'll allow you to adjust it by your quality level.
I'll go ahead and do stealth. So I have 2 quality.
So I don't know what your movement was to start with, but let's say half
9.
plus 2.
So I will go 6 yards. Okay, and then I'll just keep to await the boy, since that's who I can see, and so that way I can give back the staff and stuff back to her. So I'll keep my eyes trained on the boy while keeping attention to the larger orc that just got shot. Okay.
So I think Orc 15 is going to have been able to notice Tio by this point. So he is moving and drawing his weapon. Also moving and drawing weapons. Three, on the other hand, has his bow out. But fails to hit. Arbosh.
Okay, let's see. There's Orc 4 has not gone yet. Yeah. So real quick, the attack under the weapons, you have an AT and a PA. And the PA is lower.
Yeah, so the AT is your attack. The PA is your parry with that weapon. So if you're defending using that weapon, that's what you roll.
Okay, and do you have to declare you're going into a defense mode so you don't actually make an attack on your turn? Is that?
So now you can attack and still defend if something attacks you.
If you're talking about earlier, I have a special ability that's a defensive posture that's different.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, I will actually continue to wait. I want them to go one more round further. I think it'd be great to cut them off. As long as they're not paying attention to the boy right now, I think we're good. I'm not gonna try to keep them where they are. Let them keep going.
All right. This one is also drawing his weapon. Krug did notice getting shot at. He is turning and going to come this direction. But can't quite get to either of you. The boy runs as instructed, but can only get that far. Garon.
Was instructed for a different direction, but okay.
It's close, right?
You know, he probably couldn't see you point.
Okay. I will engage. I'll draw my dagger as I move up.
All right. All right.
And then I'll do 2-weapon fighting on him.
That failed. That one was a success.
Okay.
I've muted myself. Okay. Yeah, if she moves to that position, creeping up on these orcs, I don't know, she's just creeping all over the place.
Love it.
She's not paying attention. That's the problem, really.
So I move there, and
All right.
I see that the orc is trying to attack someone. The orc is in combat with Garon. I see that.
Yep.
Well, in that case, I point 3 fingers at him and yell Ignifaxius.
Ooh. That's fire, yeah? All right.
That's a 20.
And that means I do have to spend a fate and re-roll the second and third. That means I get a success level of 3. 8 points over, yes.
You are successful on 3. Yes, okay.
And then I look down and go, oops.
If that doesn't distract the 10-year-old boy, I don't know what would.
Right.
Because right now something else happened that's probably not intended.
Does that one like have a chance to set him on fire, yeah?
Just a moment, I'll take a doesn't say anything, but I think it does.
Flammable targets are set ablaze on a roll of 1 through 3 on a d6. And I think I programmed that one for you.
Oh, that's the one.
Alright.
Okay.
All right, so he's also on fire.
That'll teach him to abduct little boys.
It's my turn.
Yes, it is. Sorry.
I would like to shoot the orc that I've targeted with a bow.
All right. That's a success. Let's see if he dodges. It does not. Did the targeting drop off? Because it did not drop that on him, but I will. Oof, that was uncool.
Okay. So while I'm here, I'm going to, while I have the clothes and equipment in one hand, I'm just gonna quickly throw a dagger. Fail. And then I can just use, or is that, I had them targeted. Can I use a fate point against that, or is that something else?
Nope, you can use fate if you want to. And I should add, for those of you hoarding your fate at this point, this is really the last encounter. So if you're going to use it, now's probably a good time.
And do I just do it again where I just hit the RC12 or the RC again? Or...
Yep. Oof.
Can I only use the fate point once, or is it just something?
No, just the ones.
Okay. So I attempt to throw the dagger and run up to her and drop the equipment and clothes. Or hand it off.
I'm sure you ran up there with your eyes closed too.
Yes.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right, 15 has his weapon out now, so he'll come charging at you. Won't make it.
He thinks his day has come.
17 still doesn't know there's anybody else to fight, so he's also going that way. Three is going to try to shoot you again. It looks like a success. Did you wish to dodge or... Tio, do you want to dodge or parry?
Dodge.
So try double clicking it on the first tab right under the attacks. That's a success. Nicely done. Arbosh.
So you can parry ranged attacks, is that right?
Yeah, I think not in the
You can only
rules,
dodge.
but
No,
But
but
the one,
go
but the
ahead.
one would have been a successful dodge as well.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just curious. And then also, what about melee attacks? Can a bow orc 3? Would he be able to try to parry? Well, I guess I'll see. Right. So I'm gonna charge him and see what happens here. And I'm gonna let out a dwarven battle cry and put my points into it. What is it called? The mighty blow. I'm looking that up.
So I heard the bit about the battle cry and running up, but what after that?
Forceful blow 2. I'm gonna try that again.
All right. Target, and then I think we decided it was a -4 on your attack.
So when I control, it's left. There we go. And then -4. Yeah. So when I click the -2 twice, last time it worked, but this time my little box in the lower left says adjusting. It's not letting me.
What happens in that where it says adjusting if you actually type the number 4?
Got it. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Now I think I can.
It's a success.
Yeah, I think I even gave myself too many minuses.
You did, so I'm impressed.
Okay, I just saw that. So now I double click the damage. Oh, I have to do plus.
You get a plus on that.
+2, I think.
The defensive blow 2 says, or forceful blow 2. It says penalty of 2 per level, and this ability I have level 2, and add 2 points per level. So it's
Yeah, then
-4.
it's +4.
Yep.
Yep.
Did I not have him targeted anymore?
Strange.
Yeah. You have Orc 3 targeted.
Yeah, because it usually will drop that right on and make the adjustments for pro and stuff, but
You can just drag and drop it onto that token.
yeah, that's causing a little bit of an error, but it's okay.
So are you gonna take care of that? Or do you want me to?
I did.
Thank you. Oh, and I need to complete my turn.
I just every time I do that get a bunch of script errors over here, so I'll report it when I'm talking to the Fantasy Grounds people. So Orc 3 is going to drop his bow and draw.
Orc 4 is.
Oh, I'm on 4. You are correct. My bad. 4 had his weapon out, and he's noticed you now, so he'll come around where he can get at you. Oof. Krug will spend this round patting himself and trying to get the fire out. The boy, seeing somewhat friendly faces, is going to turn to run this way. Garon.
Any bonus since he is distracted putting up?
Yes. Let's give you a +2.
All right. Sword first.
It's a success. He can't dodge because he's busy. That's a success.
As I lay into him.
Yeah, okay. Is there a double? Like my movement is 8, so I'm assuming that's 8 squares, like we discussed before. But if I'm running, is it more?
So you can choose to basically give up your action to move more, yes, if that's what you want to do.
That was an interesting paraphrase. That's no, that's. So I can move 8 squares and attack, or I can move more and not attack. Is that sort of?
Yes.
But I can move 8 squares and attack. Excellent, which is what I'll do.
Oh, nice. So that's a critical.
What? That's a crit.
Oh, sorry, I keep doing it twice.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. That
You
happened
rolled
on
a 1.
purpose.
Oh,
That's you rolled a 1. That's a possible crit, and then you rolled another attack, and if that is an attack, you do it is a crit instead.
okay. That's exciting.
So what's fun about this, I've never actually had somebody roll a successful crit. Theoretically, it should double on its own. I don't know if it's going to. So if it doesn't do double damage, we'll just let you do it again. So it
Didn't do it.
didn't do it.
So can I let you double that?
Yep.
Does that double the everything or just the die roll?
In TDE, it doubles everything.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, how long will it take me to get dressed?
I don't know, you vain girl. How long will it take you to get dressed? I mean, you got to get your hair did and your makeup done. Seriously, though, I don't know, how long does it take to put on clothes?
Hour and a half.
Is that what your intention is for the round, to get dressed?
Yes, if I can get rest in that round, yes, definitely.
Yeah, I
If
think
it
that's
takes me
fair.
like 2 or 3 rounds, I'll first try to do some more damage.
All right, I'll let you do that.
Sorry.
You said you wanted to do some damage first, right?
If it takes me more than 1 round to get rest, I will do the damage first.
No, I should think between your action and free action, you should be able to get dressed in this round if you chose
Okay.
to.
Then I get rest.
Bow, arrow, orc.
Arrow, orc, before or after move?
I'm going to shoot before I move.
Awesome. That's a success. Give him some damage. He's pretty hurt.
Two levels of pain is bad already, yes. Definitely.
Carol Ann.
All right. Right up. And attack the orc with the rapier. I will. Not that.
Oof.
Alright, well. That was a miss. Okay.
Do you believe Orc 15 is going to continue chasing you? Won't be able to keep up. Um, 17 though, here's a commotion behind him and turns to go back. Three is dropping his bow and getting out a different weapon because he's too close now. Arbosh.
Yeah, let's try to finish off 3. So it says I still have him targeted, so I'll just do my attack and see if it works. I won't do the pluses or minuses.
Sounds good. That's a success.
So it's not applying it to the orc. Is that happening for everyone else? Is that just me?
Well, it's applying for some, but that is so weird.
So he's still up, huh?
Yes, but he looks pretty hurt.
I'm guessing Orc 4 has noticed that I just attacked him.
Yes, indeed. Do you wish to dodge or parry?
Is that for me? I'll go parry.
Did Orc 4 do anything?
So the rolls seem to be weird. If you did you roll a parry?
Not 100% sure who you're talking to, sorry.
Talking to Carolyn?
No.
Caroline. Excellent. No.
No. Jalva.
Jalfa. Okay, yay. I would like to parry. I will parry. Hold on.
Awesome. And you succeed. Krug did not get enough fire out, so he is still trying to stop the burning. Our boy continues to run. Garon.
Same as before.
That's a failure unless you'd like to fate that. That one's a success.
Sure.
That one is also a success. Krug is incapacitated and then dead with your second blow.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'll move to support my.
Okay, orc form. You have not long for this world.
That's a success. He is incapacitated.
And can I run down to Orc 17?
Yes.
And I will rage at Orc 17. I'm slightly concerned now that there isn't an Orc 16 and possibly Orc 5 to 10 as well somewhere on this board.
So that is one of the things Fantasy Grounds does for us. It lets the game master decide whether to number them sequentially, 1 through 20 or whatever, or to allow the system to just randomly generate numbers. And I like messing with my players with that random number generator, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
You know what's even better? The NPC flavors. Where you get you get an orc with an arrogant sneer.
So I like that, and I use it in some of my D&D games. I didn't want to press my luck by trying to apply too many things to my more core rules set.
Yeah.
Miraban.
Okay, you already moved me.
Yep.
Now I wanted to cast an Infectious, but Tjalva moved in the way. Can I still get the orc, or is there a chance I hit her?
Where you are, I think you'd probably hit her. Orc 3 is still up, if that makes any difference.
Orc 3 is almost down.
Correct.
Of course, I want my arcane energy to have as much effect as possible.
Are you considering sacrificing Tjalva?
Yes, I think that's what I'm hearing.
It's harsh.
Where did I start my movement, by the way?
I'm not sure at this point, but I think you could have moved short by 1 and still hit the Orc 17 if you were, say, over here.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Yeah. Um, 2 out of 3 of those succeed. Did you want to fate the one?
I will try the second and third, I think. For more. That means I only need to spend 1 skill point. That means I got 7 left over. That's a quality level of 3, right?
Yep.
You divide by 3 round up, is that right?
Yeah. But he's another blaze, unfortunately.
That was on Orc 17, wasn't it? because I don't think
That
it.
was on Orc 17.
I don't think it applied your damage there, so I'm going to.
It did apply damage 15 versus Orc 17. It says here.
Oh, okay. Moving or shooting first?
Shooting first.
Go for it. That's a success.
Damage or dodge?
Damage.
Run up to catch up, use my whole movement, and then some to catch up with the boy. And that would probably that takes up my whole turn.
Yeah, I don't think 15's lost his focus on you. I think 17 is going to try for the one in his face. And super miss, does damage to himself. Three is going to take a swing on you.
So I was looking at those pain levels, but how does that work? Do you get penalties when you start to become?
For each level, you get a -1 to all your rolls.
Okay, cool. And some people can ignore some pain. I think I have something.
It's the special ability, yes.
Arbosh?
Okay, so I have Orc 3 targeted, so I'll double click my attack, and that's been working.
That one's a success. You
That
still
doesn't
have Orc 3 targeted.
So now let me try something different. If I drag the damage onto the Orc token, you think that might work? So that worked. Double clicking it didn't, but dragging it on there.
That is so weird that it's different for you. So one of those things I will have to have them check into. But this Orc 3 is also incapacitated.
And 4 is still up, right? So
No, 4 is also incapacitated.
Okay, well then I can move. In that case, I will do that if that's all right.
Yes.
Actually, I'll start running towards helping out Tio.
All right. Did you say anything when you ran up to our boy? Is he still running? Because that's what he was told to.
Probably not. I don't think my character would try to approach anything. He would probably be keeping a lookout to make sure there's no orcs in the surrounding area and keep watch of the boy.
All right. So in that case, he's still running, I guess. You're on.
Okay, there still are orcs left. I'll double move. Now let's try something else. I'll move up.
All right.
Then I'm going to try and use my leadership.
All right. What's that one do? Oof. Never mind.
One failure into it.
Yeah. Do you have fate? Good.
How many quality levels would that be? Because I'm not.
So you re-rolled the failure, right?
Yep.
So you still spent 4 on your courage to make it a success. 5. So you have 5. So you have 1 left?
Yeah.
Quality level 1.
Okay, so my Mirren and Tolva get a bonus of +1 attack, +1 defense, and +1 ranged combat for the next combat. Because I can affect quality level +1 other people. As long as they can see me and hear me. Or okay, must be able to see and hear, yeah. So I'll give them advice while I'm running up.
I don't know, ladies. How do you feel about that man telling you what to do? Just checking.
It's always questionable.
It's good advice. I mean,
well, as long as it's good advice, right?
Don't forget to add your +1 when you attack this one.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I want to use fate here. I can do that, can I?
Yep.
And I just roll it again?
Roll it again, but go ahead and give yourself your +1 again.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
That's a success. Orc 17 is also incapacitated.
Well, I think then the only sensible thing to do is to run as far as I can and yell after this other orc. It's just the bloodlust, I suppose.
Seems about right for an angry lady. Mirabon.
I'm just running. Much else.
Tio. Shoot and run?
Yep.
And we can assume you'd run off the end of the page if that's the way you would have gone.
It's all good. I'll take an angle.
Okay. Nice. Orc 15 is also incapacitated and down. You still want to run?
No. I want to walk up to him and cut his throat.
So
I hate orcs.
I believe we are out of combat. So yes, you can do that. You guys could tie him up and hold him for, justice or whatever you decide.
Did the boy just run off? Or were we not able to?
Well, he ran some more because nobody stopped him. But I assume you guys would.
Yeah, my next turn was going to be, I was going to double check to make sure there was no more orcs in the surrounding area and then run up and stop them as soon as I knew made sure that there wasn't any more orcs.
Then we are going to assume you do that. What else? What are the wishes of the party as far as these orcs?
Yeah, what is the world? Is it orcs are inherently evil and nasty creatures here? There's no redeeming qualities that they have?
Orcs are considered as civilization creating a people, but they are quite crude and live a harsh life. Their homeland is quite harsh, and many people think they're just evil. However, in the Eurasian Empire, in the main city in Winzalt, there's even an orc who works as a callboy.
Right. What if they can
Or
do
with
that?
silver hair, or silk hair.
What if they can do that? I mean, who are we to yeah, okay. Then I suggest we're taking these orcs back for justice.
Yes, those that are living at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe for questioning as to why this boy or this family was targeted.
I think that's fair. You do know that was an orc camp. They were, eating, and there were tents and stuff about. Do you do any searching about?
Good idea.
They were slavers, so probably yes.
Yeah.
They probably even have papers telling us who they were going to sell their slaves to.
Yes, let's do a thorough search of the camp.
Yeah.
I love it. So you do find a chest in Krug's tent, but it is locked.
I'll attempt to pick the lock as I have that skill
Maybe Krug's got a key.
or that advantage.
Yeah, search the leader for the key. Yeah.
You're going to search the leader for the key, and somebody is picking the lock. So
Find a key, I can pick the lock.
Sounds good.
I was going to say that the lock pick is an easy thing for me to have you roll. It's pick locks, but I don't know, searching a body? Maybe perception? Did he
If you can
swallow the
get
key?
of
Is
Kerr,
it on him?
Yeah.
Nice. You do find a small key. Nothing else of value.
Give it to the rogue in case he didn't pick the lock up.
The rogue, I'll examine the chest to make sure there's no. It's like, since I know, I can tell if it's trapped, and then attempt to open it with the key or lockpick if need to be.
It opens easily with the key. You see inside 240 silver thalers and 2 healing potions.
I tell everyone there's only 20.
I'm sorry?
I tell everyone there's only 20 silver thalents
I love
in the thing, and
20.
1 healing potion.
That sounds about right for your character, so I understand.
Should I roll persuasion or anything?
I love it. Let's see if your party believes you or not. So you try to persuade them.
Try to
Do you have 8
redo.
points left?
Yeah, I got. So if I do that, do I just click persuasion again, or do I do something different?
Well, you only failed on one of them, so I'd
Mhm.
probably only re-roll courage if it were me, but you can
Okay.
re-roll all 3 if you want to.
So I just hit the courage.
Yep, you're going for 10 or less.
Is that okay? There. Nope.
You still
Nope.
fail.
besides, the maximum you would have gotten would have been 1 clerical
Mhm.
level.
Yeah.
So your party's been around you a while too. They don't believe you, not for a minute.
No.
Let's tie him to the stake.
Well, maybe not that drastic, but yeah, good try. And how many healing potions?
There are
Uh,
2 in the box. So presumably from here you guys return the boy at least to town,
Yeah.
perhaps the orcs as well for justice. Are you returning any of the loot?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was if the orcs stole that from the village as well.
Oh, do we have to tell
it's
them
just
about
along
that?
up their alley.
I suppose.
Just ask the mayor if that's all they took.
If they're missing any, like, treasures, maybe we can... And then ask them how much.
I think there were 20 coins in the chest, weren't there?
We've tried that already.
One person.
I mean, that's 40 each, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, we could give it back.
Besides, in this world, silver Thara is a lot more than a silver piece in D&D.
Mm.
Yep. So that is basically the end of this adventure. If you choose to return the coins to town or let them know at all that they existed, the mayor will insist you return them to somebody. But if you don't tell, you know, they don't know. And then the blacksmith is very thankful for your help, and she promises to make you a weapon or piece of armor of excellent quality. And you get 5 adventure points. The bad thing about all of that is this is a one-shot, so...
That's all right. That was a lot of fun, though.
I will have told the boy to keep a mum about what he may have seen while he was running. When I shot the first arm.
Yeah, and I give my adventure points to the boy. He can have mine.
That's awesome. So
That was great. That was so much fun.
So, thank you. I very much enjoy this game. I usually play it around a table with friends. So I've played once in the more core rule set here, and this is my first time actually running in the more core rule set. So it was fun. I thank you guys for the opportunity. And I think I'm going to run some more Dark Eye games. So if you guys are at all interested in actually building characters and actually running campaign style, go ahead and PM me. I think that's a thing I want to do. So
There's an upcoming FG con as well, so that might be also be interesting, right?
Oh yeah, when do you know when FGCon is? Because I've just signed up to do some games for Fantasy Grounds College's anniversary, but FGCon is soon.
They do it like twice a year.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you so much.
I hope to see you all in games again soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
This was
Meet everybody.
fun.